I was having a call with Brendan. He's like, dude, I am so happy we are not racing.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you were in it, it's just, you everything's normal. The pressure, you're just like used to it. But when you take that step back, it looks horrendous.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so hard. And yeah, I'm so glad I'm not there. Like just that, like Ludenville, like how many people were just crashing. Everyone's just going 120% because they have to. Like if you, there's no playing it safe anymore unless maybe a Loic, Bruni, or Marie. Like you have to ride 120% for them all. Like Q1, Q2, and like the last few years where I did, and they had like the semi final and um, the first qualifying, then the semi final. Even then, it just like you're not even thinking about the race. Like for the whole start of my career, when it was 80 qualify, then 60, I knew I was going to make it in unless I had a crash or mechanical. And you were just thinking about the race. But now, the last few years with the top 30, I just couldn't even think about the race, and you just yeah, it wasn't. That was also less fun when you're like just worried about getting to the race instead of worrying about building over 3 days. You're like, well, I got to be ready to send it like tomorrow for the first qualifying.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was just you could ease into the week. And when I say ease, I mean the pressure. Like you'd still go out and rip practice and stuff, but
Yeah,
you're preparing, getting to know the course changes, and you're getting all that data for your final run on Sunday. But now, as you say, so you did overlap and have the new changes where it's like first practice run, you're probably a little bit stressed. You're like, well, tomorrow I got to lay down a race run.
yeah,
The quali, and then semi, you had to do it again. I mean, that format looked very, very challenging for sure.
yeah,
And that's where I'm like, downhill's quite nuanced, so it's tough for me to see that you have to just do that. And then practice is getting shorter. If you don't know the track or it's a new track, you're asking a lot of these questions from the riders like quite early in the week, and as you say, it's leading to some crashes, speeds up, commitments up, speeds are up. Yeah, it's a byproduct, isn't it?
yeah. And it's just I don't know if there's anything you can do to like make it slower, but I think once the team started like getting the track spies, like all the people on track looking for lines.
Track spies, yeah, they
Yeah, like
are right.
they when the juniors started practicing before, like I think were they doing it a day before the elites or something, or like just the
Yeah, I
morning?
think they were doing it after coursework or before or
Yeah,
something. Maybe it was coursework and then a junior practice. The the
yeah,
the one schedule when you were still
yeah.
racing, I think.
Felt like when that happened, the juniors practiced, then you had the spies on the track, and it just felt like the second run people were just flying because the main line's already, where no one was puzzling. Like the line was there on the first run basically, so it's just on pretty much from the first run of people just like slaying, like going so fast. And you just go faster and faster instead of like I remember like in the early days, like 11, 12, 13, I felt like I was cruising that first day, just figuring it out. Like even the track we'd ridden before, like felt like the first time sort of riding it. But the last few years, like felt like within like 2 or 3 runs, you could like put down a fair heater already.
Yeah, that's interesting. I remember that as well. Some tracks you were just figuring out how to get down in the beginning.
Yeah,
And then by like maybe, I mean, sometimes by timed runs, you hadn't even figured that out. So you didn't even do a timed run. She's
yeah,
like, I can't do a timed run. I don't even know where I'm going in that section. I haven't
yeah,
got through there clean yet. So tracks were maybe more technical as well. And then, as you say, if you go back to Leogang every year, and it's getting more bed in, then there is less to figure out. So that's
yeah,
natural.
yeah.
It's just how the course is bed in there. So did that play a role with you? Like flat pedals, like carefree attitude, wanting to have fun in your bike, and the tracks kind of getting a bit more mundane or similar. They weren't as
Yeah.
natural. Like what happened with you on the tracks, like, and
I,
your motivation?
I think so. Like the biggest change I feel was those last few years. I'd finish the first day of practice, and I'd just be thinking, I don't want to go any faster. Like I'm happy like going that fast, but like you see the time training results, you're like, I'm gonna have to go 5 seconds faster. So you have to find that somewhere. Um, and then I think like just over time, like with the spies on the track, like everyone got smarter, and like it seemed like no matter how fresh the track was, it would always end up being one line because people just figured out what was fastest. Like they got people with stopwatches, people doing like the like ghost like video, so like they just know which one's faster. And every so often you get someone like Reese Wilson like pulling out gnarly line, but like I remember Ludenville the first year, it started with there was heaps. It was like a wide track with a lot of lines, but even by the end of the first day, it had just funneled down to one line pretty much down the whole thing because people just figured it out. So I feel like the days of a true track with like lots of lines is just gone because there is most likely going to be the best one, and like with the stopwatches, everyone watching like videos, like they just figure it out and become a single line. Um,
That's interesting. So you're saying even if you built a raw wide track with how many good riders there are and all this influence of your track spies, stopwatches, you actually think it's going to just be harder to have creative lines.
100%. I think
It's
there'll
not
always
just that
be.
they're not building the right tracks for creating fresh tracks. It's just the natural progression of downhill is creating these single line tracks.
Yeah, I think so. Like you can put as
Okay.
many lines as you want, but like for most of the riders, there is going to be the fastest line, and that gets figured out. But before, like maybe just people would do different lines. Like don't know if it's faster, but it feels faster, so that opens it up. But I noticed for sure, like by the end of racing and even watching now, like it's just a single line. If there was no even the races this year, like everyone looks the same basically. I think like if there was no commentating or like split times, you would have no idea like what the difference is. But there is
Yeah,
outliers,
I
like
was Yeah, there's
someone will
difference,
pull
but
out.
I was a bit bummed with Leo Gang. It's like it doesn't look. I mean, obviously Jackson is fun to watch, right? He's on
Yeah,
off the ground half the time, but yeah, you've actually said a good point. Like it maybe is a natural progression. It's not just track builders or Warner Brothers. It's like it's just how it's going to be.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely, I think so.
yeah, because I do remember some evenings I was more stressed about how to get clean through a section than like you say, I've got to find 5 more seconds. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. Not that I don't know where to find it. It's like I don't want to find it
yeah,
because
that
if
was
I
my thoughts.
go and
Yeah,
find it,
yeah,
I could risk putting myself into the ground here.
yeah, yeah, and like yeah, probably not feeling like comfortable, but you're like, well, getting paid to be here, so better pony up and like try and do it. But yeah, it was getting. I think the last few years for me anyway were just I don't think I belonged there anymore, so it was just sort of like trying.